Today I want to talk about type categories. In typography, there's probably tens of thousands of fonts. And we want to be able to recognize fonts and work with fonts. And so I'm going to help you break it down into 6 categories. Those 6 categories are old styles, moderns, slab serif, sans serif, script, and decorative. And I'm going to show you how you can recognize each of these categories. The first one is old styles. Old styles were the first fonts made back in the 1500s. This particular one is gouty. The characteristics of it has diagonal stress, slanted serifs, and it has serifs, and it has moderate, thick, thin transitions. The main thing about an old style is only old styles have slanted serifs, like on the L, on the T, on the D, this other L. No other fonts have that. Some examples would be Goudy, Palatino, Times, Baskerville, Garamond. The next category we're going to talk about is modern. Looks a lot different than old style. You'd never get it confused with an old style. It has vertical stress, thin horizontal serifs, and the thing that really makes it recognizable is the radical thick thin transition. So it's real fat here and it goes to real skinny. This is Bodoni poster compressed. Some other examples are Bodoni, Times Bold, Finis, Ultra, and Wall Bomb. The next category we're going to talk about is slab serif. So they have fat horizontal serifs. They have vertical stress, and they have very little thick or thin transitions or contrast. This example is Clarendon. Some other examples are Clarendon, Memphis, Memphis Extra Bold, New Century Schoolbook. The next category is sans serif. They have no serifs. Sans serifs have no serifs. No thick thin transitions. No stress because there's no thick thin. This example is Franklin Gothic. Some other examples are Antique Olive, Fermata, Gill Sans, which I like Gill Sans a lot, Franklin Gothic, Folio, Syntax. Of course, Arial is in there in the category. The next one we're going to talk about are scripts. Scripts are really easy to recognize because they look like they're handwritten, which they were. So anything that looks like it's handwritten is going to be a script. Some other examples are Reporter 2, Shelley Volante, Linoscript, Cascade, and Zap Chancery. The next category is easy to recognize also because it's decorative. So the decorative fonts are funky. They're like this font, it's a funky font. So any kind of a font that doesn't fit in the other categories that's funky looking is going to be decorative. So you see how Addled has squares instead of circles. Extravaganza, Fajita, Improv, Inline, Juniper, and Scarlet. So anything funky is going to be a decorative. And let me go over them one more time, and you can download this PowerPoint and take a closer look at it. But old styles have the horizontal slanted serifs, diagonal stress, moderate thick thin transitions. The next category is modern. They have radical thick thin transition, horizontal skinny serifs, and vertical stress. Slab serifs have a fat horizontal serif, very little thick thin or no thick thin transition, and they have vertical stress. This example is Clarendon. The next category is sans serifs. They're easy to spot. They have no serifs, no thick thin transitions, no stress because there's no thick thins. This example is Franklin Gothic. And like we said, scripts are easy to spot because they're hand lettered, like Reporter 2, Shelley Volante, Linoscript, Cascade, Sap Chancery, and the last one is decorative. All the funky fonts fit in decorative. Adult, Extravaganza, Inline, Improv, Fajita, Juniper, Scarlet. A lot of the decorative fonts are made by individuals. You know, most of the major font foundries don't make a decorative font. But this should help you recognize all the different kinds of type categories and help you get started recognizing your fonts.